Well, welcome to another Q&A for August. Got some good questions, but just before I get on with the questions, something I was seeing a couple of weeks ago on the social media, especially to do with Camposol. Somebody put up a comment asking for recommendations. What it was that she had gone online and she'd seen this repossessed property that was being sold off by the bank, really good price, no doubt, and she wanted to ask people their advice on it. And her own words were virtually, I can't be asked to come over myself, but I know I could rely on you good people to give me the information. Well, she didn't get a lot of response, and what response she did get was mainly, it's not even in our area. It's a good hour's drive away from us. Sometimes with these cheap properties that you do see on the net, they don't give you all the information. And with these bank repossession jobs, some of them do come with a debt. Now that won't be mentioned in the spill, no doubt. That will come up later. I mean, the silly thing is, you know, I can understand it's time and money. You're working and you just haven't got the time, but they do cheap weekend trips. At the end of the day, you just can't be pressured. You know, you're going over to have a look, or you come over on a holiday, whatever. Okay, so this is a bargain. Then you got to come and have a look at the area. I mean, even though the apartment's probably fantastic, it probably comes fully furnished. It's going for a song. It's, you know, really cheap, but it could be in a horrible area. Now, the place that she was on about, I know where it is. It's in the middle of nowhere. There's no facilities nearby. You know, you got to think, if you're going to live here, okay, maybe it could be a holiday home, I don't know. But if you're living there, you're going to need to know where the hospital is, the supermarkets, things like that. Obviously, you're going to need a car to get about in. If you haven't got a car, you're going to need to know about transportation. So you've got to come and have a look, guys. There's no good looking on the internet, you see a bargain. They're going to say, no doubt, if you don't do it now, it's going to go. Well, that's the sell spill. That doesn't happen usually anyway. You know, that thing will probably be still on there next year, no doubt. They've got loads, I can assure you of that. If you watch any of my videos, some of these unfinished places, they've got loads of empty properties that they want to get off their hands. And it's only these past couple of years that they started to be doing that big time. Yeah, and you can get some real good bargains. But you've got to come out here, guys, because you might love the place, but you might not love the area. And it's going to cost you big time in the end, especially if you've got to resell it again. Right, anyway, let's get on with the questions. Okay, just before we get into the questions, I just want to give you a little bit of information about myself. So I'm living in the southeast of Spain, the Costa Calida, the Murcia region. I've been out here over 3 years now. I'll be honest straight away, I love it. Now, I've got no qualifications, I've got no business qualifications, anything legal, anything that's going to cost you money, you're going to need to seek legal advice. And I think the other good thing is, I noticed with my questions that I do put up below it in the comments, there's quite a few people put some interesting comments, because I don't know everything. And by reading those as well, guys, that gives you a bigger hand. And obviously, if you've got any advice, please put it at it below, because we're all, you know, I researched to the hilt. My folks live out here, and I still didn't know it all. Anyway, let's get on with the first one. Pamela Campbell, can you tell me how your dog coped with the change in temperature when you moved? We are moving to Spain soon with our dog. Would like to know what you think of the quality of vets, and can you get dog insurance? Good questions, Pam. Yeah, I mean, we brought Bonnie over to Spain. Thankfully, she's short hair, and she's coped really well with it. I mean, at the moment, we're getting temperatures 38 at the moment. It is really hot, and unfortunately, one of our air conditioning machines is packed up at the moment. Just when you don't want it to do. But I think one thing you've got to remember with Spain, we've got marble floors, so Bonnie is always laying on the marble floors. We've tried numerous things. We put a tub out of water. She didn't like the water, and we put a wet blanket on her sometimes. Obviously, I take her out twice a day for walks. She loves her walks. She gets me out of bed in the mornings for walks, but we go out about 7:30 in the morning. Sun's up already by then, but it's still nice and cool. And then in the evenings we go out about 8:30 in the evenings for about an hour's walk, if that. Yeah, I mean, she would go out all day if she could. And unfortunately I've seen people take their dogs out midday, you know, and there's been so many messages on the social sites saying don't take your dogs out because the ground will burn their paws. Dogs don't know. My Bonnie would go out of me. She would come out of me today, and I would love her to be here, but she would just get too hot, and she would start panting and panting. So I have to keep her at home, you know. And she loves that. She'll go in a corner. Yeah. So she copes very well. And I have seen dogs here with a lot of fur on, big Alsatians. Virtually, I've seen all kind of breeds out here in Spain. They do seem to keep well. I think as long as they're in the shade and they've got plenty of water, yeah, they cope well. Obviously out in the sun, no. And a big no-no is about leaving them in cars, obviously. Going on with that, you asked about what I think of the vets. Well, where we are in Camposol, we're so lucky because we got 2 vets. One's called Happy Pets, which is over the other side of where I live. Where I live on I just go across the road, upstairs. There's lovely vets there. What I love about our vets, every time we've had a problem, I've just gone over there, as long as they're open. I've walked in, and they deal with it. When we was in the UK, we had to book an appointment. We had set times. Obviously, the very expense is another thing. Here it's been really good. Obviously, when you do come over, you've got to make sure that your pet passport is up to date. Rabies is once a year here. Prices are not that expensive. I wish I could remember. I only paid it a couple of months ago. It's not a huge amount of money. That's one thing. You know, and obviously there is loads of things there, sandflies and all these horrible things. I mean, I go out to Bonnie and we go out into the Campo. Now, we've been on tracks where the goats have been. She's had a few ticks since he's been here. Nothing major. Obviously there's a row of snakes. God, I hate snakes. Bonnie didn't seem to worry. She just sticks her nose in the bush. But we've had no problems like that. Don't want to put you off. Dog insurance, yes. On Camposol yet again, we've got the insurance. We've got Ibex insurance. They do. I haven't used dog insurance ever since I've had pets. We've had cat insurance over the years, but we've never bothered with the dog. I mean, thankfully, I might be eating my finger later on if something happens to her. Obviously, we've got to have to pay for it, but I haven't bothered. But you can get dog insurance there, so don't worry about that. The vets, I've heard no bad things about the vets, and now if the vets are shut, they've got another vets down in the port, and I believe Happy Pets have actually got an on-call site. You can bring your pet over, you know. Yeah, Spain has a funny thing about animals. They love them or they hate them. But yeah, the 2 vets in Camposol are fantastic. I've never heard anything bad about them. But the one that I take mine to, which I can't even remember, but I will try and put it up over there. Yeah, fantastic. They do speak English. I wouldn't say they speak it fantastically, but they do speak English very well. Yeah, so good question that, Pamela, and I hope you have a safe journey over. And obviously you've got to check the area out first, but yeah. Next question by Sean Gilmartin. Wonder if most people who buy without a pool regret not doing so if they could initially afford it. Plus, these things, hot tubs, can they get gummed up? He's on about the cream, up quite quickly with sun cream. Sean, good question. Now, when I first started looking for a property around Camposol, we looked at a lot of property with swimming pools. Obviously, if you could buy a property without a pool, it would be cheaper. But to be quite honest, if you can get a good price for a property with a pool, yeah, buy the pool. I've known quite a few people wish they had bought a pool when they were looking and not having one built. I mean, the cost of pools these days is going up and up all the time. I think when we first arrived here 3 years ago, it was about 10 grand. Well, now I've been here in 15, 20 grand now. So that's a lot of money to pay out. So if you see a property with a pool, yeah, get one. If the property's got a big piece of land, then use that as a bargaining point. You know, if you say it's got room for a pool, then maybe use that to knock the price down with. I think another thing is, I was looking at not getting a place with a pool. I'm not a great lover of water. My wife loves it. She was always in and out of the pool. But me, I'm 1 foot in, half an hour later I'm in the pool. So we was looking at hot tubs, and if you probably listened to me other Q&A, I just didn't know how you get into it. You know, you got to sort of step down into it. I got a problem with my leg. I just couldn't see how you're doing it. Now, talking about the sun cream and things like that, I think what a lot of people don't realise, and I didn't realise it, when you go in the pool, you've got to be completely cleaned of any products, because it will affect the water. It will just turn that water. When we first arrived there, we used to do a bit of house cleaning, and the amount of pools that we'd seen where the water had just gone green, and what it wasn't just the suntan lotion or the cream that would turn the water. It was the hair gel. Any deodorants will affect that water. What it is, Joe Public, when we do our pools, we don't use a strong, I won't say detergent, but we don't use a strong agent in the water. Obviously, if you go to a hotel or another place like that, they're using strong chemicals. Now, and what they tend to do overnight, they're probably putting a quick kill to do that. But other than that, yeah, you've got to be so careful. And another warning about swimming in villa pools is, if you're going to the sea and then you come back from the sea and you've got your trunks on, don't go in that water. That will cause some sort of fungi infection in the water. So yeah, you just got to be so careful, guys. So that's answered your question, Sean. If you can afford a pool, buy one, because you will regret it later on, especially this time of year. Even just to stick your feet in there and keep your feet cool. On with it. Mick Phillips, how did you find adjusting to retirement? Seems you keep busy yourself. Do you still feel like you're on holiday? Hoping to do the same. Mick, good question, and I've no doubt everybody has that same feeling or that same worry about when they finish work, what they're going to do when they're retired. Are they going to be bored? And I can safely say, for me, I don't know how I ever found the time, especially at weekends, to do all the jobs I did years ago. I just lose track of time, what day it is in the week. Me and the wife try and keep Saturday and Sunday as the weekend, because to me every day is the same. I've met many people around Camposol. They have the same. They don't know what time of day it is, what day of the week it is. Yeah, time, for some reason, when you're retired, goes so quick. You can't believe it. And yeah, you got to be doing something. And I don't think you'd just be sat outside in the sun. Now at the moment in Spain, we've been getting up to 38. So I've been getting up early in the morning, taking the dog for a walk, doing the breakfast, trying to get any chores that need doing around the house, especially outside as well, because by 10, 11 o'clock it's just too hot, guys. And we probably end up herbitising inside because it's too hot out here, you know. Yeah, I think you've got to have something. I enjoy just going out exploring. Obviously doing my stuff for YouTube, that keeps me occupied. I've got my drone thing. Yeah, go out with a group of people. One thing I've noticed where we are, making friends is pretty easy, you know. Even wider afield, you know. I go out with a group of people as a Spanish drone seekers, as you probably well know if you watch my vids, and we have a fantastic time. Yeah, so I wouldn't worry about retirement. The other thing is, does it feel like you're on holiday? Not now, it don't. When we first arrived there, we went down to a lovely beach called Bolnevo. Yeah, we was down there every day. We just couldn't believe it. You know, we're 15 minutes away from Camposol. We'd be down on that beach. We'd be sat there with our deck chairs. Dog would be running around. There'd be a pop-up bar. Yeah, amazing. You just can't believe. Yeah, it was like being on holiday. And we would go out to Cartagena, some of the big towns, Murcia. Yeah, you know. But you got. It comes a time when you're not on holiday anymore. But I do agree. Every now and again, I think when we do go out, me and the wife, especially when we're eating, and I go to some of these golf resorts. Yeah, wow, it does feel like I'm on holiday. Believe it or not. But I'll be honest, Mick. Now, no, it doesn't feel like I'm on holiday. But you know, I think the lifestyle is definitely different to what it was when I was in the UK. I don't know how I would cope back in the UK, because I'm an outdoor person. I like getting outside. And when I was back in the UK, even though we was down in the south, the weather was, you know, and that's the reason why I'm here, guys. Is the weather really, and it is pretty hot at the moment. But yeah, good question, Mick. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. I love doing the Q&As, and you get some fantastic questions to answer. I hope I've answered them all correctly. Like I said before, I've got no skills and qualifications, things like that. And like I've always try and keep hammering in, if you're dealing with money, you've got to seek legal advice. If you're coming to Spain, you've got to come out here, guys. Don't just look at a picture on a video or on the net. You've got to come here and visit yourself. Can you hear that racket? You might not better pick it up. So there's a really piercing little bug it is that makes a bit of a noise. Anyway, as I always say, keep watching because you don't know what I'm going to bring out next. If you've got some questions, please add them below and I'll do it in the Q&A for September. But until then, keep watching.